A Russian soldier was located inside a building and instructed to surrender, but he did not respond. A drone was then deployed over the area to maintain surveillance. The structure came under an initial operation, and although the soldier managed to exit, he still refused to comply. To prevent further movement, drones began monitoring a nearby building. As he shifted positions in search of cover, his movements were continuously tracked from above. Realizing that escape was no longer possible, he eventually signaled his intention to surrender by acknowledging the drone. He removed the magazine from his weapon and set it aside, demonstrating compliance. Every step was closely observed, highlighting the patience and control of the drone operator. Once it was confirmed that he posed no immediate threat, the drone guided him toward Ukrainian positions, where he surrendered. The quiet that followed stood in stark contrast to the surrounding battlefield, reflecting both the tension and the human dimension present within the conflict. In the Donetsk region, Ukrainian Rangers carried out a raid on Russian positions. Russian soldiers were located inside a bunker, while Ukrainian forces positioned themselves in a nearby forested area. The Ukrainian team deployed 4 explosive devices into the bunker while simultaneously securing the surrounding area. Before initiating the assault, they offered 2 Russian soldiers the opportunity to surrender, which was refused. A Ukrainian soldier placed the first device inside the bunker, followed shortly by a second. Once both devices were in position, the team continued operations in the surrounding area, maintaining control and pressure over the engagement zone. Near the 2 Russian soldiers, Ukrainian forces recovered 2 firearms along with several documents, securing both weapons and intelligence materials during the operation. A Russian soldier detected by a drone in open terrain attempted to evade it as it began to pursue him. He managed to avoid the first approach through quick movement, creating brief distance between himself and the aircraft. However, the loitering drone circled back for a second pass. This time, the soldier was unable to escape as the drone corrected its trajectory and closed the gap, concluding the encounter under sustained aerial tracking. A Ukrainian drone observes 3 Russian soldiers entering a house. They move cautiously through the structure, checking corners and windows as if preparing a defensive position. After some time, an FPV drone approaches and conducts an operation near the front entrance, shattering the door and sending dust into the air. Another drone hovers above, scanning the surroundings and maintaining continuous surveillance over the site. A subsequent strike further weakens the structure, eventually leading to its collapse. Smoke rises from the debris, underscoring how what was assumed to be cover can quickly become unsafe. The sequence reflects a broader reality of modern conflict. Fixed positions offer no guaranteed protection when constant aerial observation and rapid drone deployment shape the battlefield. A Ukrainian FPV drone pilot identifies a Russian military vehicle and begins tracking it from above. The soldiers inside notice the drone and quickly exit the vehicle, moving away to avoid being directly targeted. The pilot then redirects focus to the vehicle and conducts an operation to disable it. In a similar sequence, multiple vehicles are rendered inoperable through coordinated drone activity. One of the next targets is a Russian military UAZ vehicle. As the drone approaches, the soldiers again dismount and retreat, leaving the vehicle exposed. Ukrainian operators proceed to disable several vehicles in succession. Each action is carried out with precision, underscoring how drones continue to play a decisive role in shaping modern battlefield dynamics. This time, a Ukrainian attack drone targets a Russian military vehicle returning to its position. As the drone begins its approach, soldiers riding on the vehicle start jumping off one by one in an attempt to escape. While those who dismounted manage to get away, the driver of the vehicle remains and becomes the primary focus of the drone's operation. Ukrainian FPV drones targeted 2 buildings occupied by Russian troops in the Donetsk region. Footage released by Ukraine's 38th Marine Brigade shows Russian personnel taking shelter inside abandoned structures. Initially, multiple FPV drones were deployed on the first building, successfully neutralizing it. Moments later, the second building was engaged. The initial strike triggered a secondary incident, likely due to stored ammunition, compounding the damage. By the end, both buildings were fully disabled, demonstrating the precision and effectiveness of Ukraine's drone operations. The footage was shared on the official Telegram channel of the 38th Marine Brigade. 2 Russian soldiers attempting a nighttime infiltration of Ukrainian lines were detected by a Ukrainian FPV drone. Operating under cover of darkness, the UAV tracked their movement with precision. Moments later, it carried out a targeted operation, preventing the attempted breach of the front line from progressing further. February 19, 2026. 2 Russian soldiers attempting to establish positions in a wooded area became targets of Ukrainian FPV drones. The incident occurred in the Donetsk region, where drone activity along the front line has remained intense. The soldiers are seen attempting to flee as the drones close in. Beyond individual personnel, multiple Russian positions and pieces of military equipment in the area were also engaged. Several assets were rendered inoperable through repeated drone operations. As targets were engaged one after another, analysts continued to question the effectiveness of counter-drone measures along this sector of the front. The sustained drone activity has contributed to mounting pressure on forces operating in the region. The following footage unfolds near the Donetsk area during a Ukrainian aerial reconnaissance mission. A surveillance drone detects a Russian soldier walking along a narrow footpath lined with trees and running parallel to a main road. From above, his pace appears steady and unhurried, suggesting he is unaware of being observed. The coordinates are immediately relayed, and a second drone is dispatched to the location. On the ground, nothing seems to change. The soldier continues forward, unaware that his route has already been tracked. Upon reaching a junction where a dirt road meets a paved surface, he slows and briefly glances upward, as if sensing something unusual. The reaction comes too late. The incoming drone confirms the position and commits. Its first pass carries slightly beyond the target, requiring a quick correction. As it circles back, the soldier finally breaks into a run along the roadside. The distance closes within seconds, concluding the sequence under sustained aerial pursuit. The drone, concealed beside the road, remained stationary until vehicles carrying soldiers approached. Although the troops noticed the UAV at the last moment and opened fire, the drone was still able to complete its approach and strike one of the vehicles. A Russian soldier attempting to move away from one Ukrainian drone was observed and engaged by another, demonstrating the coordinated capability of UAV operations. A Russian soldier sitting in the open in Donetsk was observed and engaged by a Ukrainian FPV drone, highlighting the reach and accuracy of modern drone operations.